Denver Chong, a 20-year-old medical student and the only child of Mr. and Mrs. Chong, has returned from a 4-week student exchange program in rural India.
Sweet boy, look at you. You have not sweet.
Welcome back, my son.
Go rest. Later I cook you fish up.
While lying on the sofa, Denver felt strange heaviness, a dull headache, chills creeping across the skin, and a fever beginning to rise. He brushed it off, thinking he just needed rest, never realizing it was the first warning of something far more serious.
Your favorite fish?
Oh, Mom, it smells so nice.
Nice, right?
But I don't feel hungry. I don't really want to eat it. Your face looks so clear. Are you okay? I feel like my body a bit burning. Feels kind of cold.
Burning? Wait. Fever.
Just exhausted.
He's fine this morning.
He's fine this morning.
He is okay this morning, but suddenly uncomfortable, so I think maybe he needs some rest.
A silent warning that something wasn't right. Moments later, a sharping twist through his abdomen. Sweat drips down his face as nausea takes over.
Son! Wait! What happened to you? Oh my god, he's so weak. Dad! Get in!
Are you okay, son? I don't feel good.
Let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Now. He was groaning in pain, pale with sunken eye and dry lips. Suddenly, he went to the toilet and vomiting violently. We were so scared and afraid, and immediately sent him to the hospital.
Hi Denver. I'm Dr. Henry.
Hours later, Denver wakes to the sterile light of a hospital room. A health officer begins taking his history. Every question brings doctors closest to the truth.
Some abdomen pain.
Any cough, runny nose, or sore throat?
No cough, no runny nose, just a fever and tiredness.
Any recent travel or outside food?
I just came back from the rural India trip, and I sometimes drink the local water and also local street food sometimes.
Alright, thank you Denver. Let me call our medical officer for examination. When Denver arrived, he appeared very weak and dehydrated. From the history taking, he had a high fever from the day he came back from the trip, especially worse at night. There was marked fatigue, very poor appetite, and vomiting. He also reported abdominal discomfort for a few days. He recently came back from a rural trip about 4 weeks ago, where access to clean water and sanitation may not have been optimal. There was no cough, no sore throat, and no respiratory symptoms, which made the respiratory infection less likely. At this point, my differential diagnosis included malaria, dengue, and typhoid fever.
Later that day in the hospital, Denver is referred to Dr. Faris, a specialist in infectious diseases, for physical examination. The doctor performs a detailed physical examination searching for the sources of Denver's mysterious illness. His temperature is high, his pulse weak, and his abdomen tender to touch. Dr. Faris notices something unusual on Denver's skin, pinkish spots scattered across the skin.
So, when I examined Denver, his temperature was high, but his pulse was lower than expected for that degree of fever. So, I think that suggests a relative bradycardia, also called fidget sign, which we sometimes find it in typhoid fever. So he had a dry, coated tongue, appeared dehydrated, and on abdominal exam, I felt a mild splenomegaly. I also noticed a faint rose-colored spot on his abdomen. patients don't always realize they have them. So finding them on exam is important. In this situation, I think typhoid fever become the leading suspicion for me.
In the lab, Denver's blood becomes the key to uncovering the invisible enemy inside him. His blood sample taken and is prepared for testing. Then, under the powerful lens of a microscope, the enemy finally reveals itself.
So after the examination of blood sample under the microscope, I observed that there's a numerous of mortal bacilli and broadchip bacteria. It's scattered to the field, and the structure and the characteristic, also the movement, is one of the Salmonella typhi.
With the initial lab results in hand, Dr. Faris explains his concerns to Denver's parents. The blood culture shows signs of Salmonella typhi, and the faint raw spots on Denver's skin support their suspicions of typhoid fever. But the diagnosis isn't confirmed yet. More tests are needed to be certain. Back in the lab, additional testing is performed, confirm the diagnosis, and decide the best course of treatment.
We then perform a culture test, and after incubation, small translucent colonies appear on the agar plate. To confirm the organism, we ran a few biochemical tests, and the results were positive for hydrogen sulfide production and motility, and negative for lactose fermentation, which is consistent with Salmonella typhi. So based on culture confirmation, the causative organism of Denver's infections is Salmonella typhi.
The lab result has confirmed our suspicion towards Denver, where Denver has typhoid fever. Luckily, we caught it early, so we'll start him on antibiotic therapy immediately to help his body fight the infection.
Antibiotics were administered to target Salmonella typhi, attacking the bacteria as its source and helping his body fight back. Alongside medication, supportive care, hydration, rest, and monitoring of vital signs ensured that his body had the strength to recover.
So, typhoid fever is a systemic bacterial infection caused by Salmonella typhi. It spreads mainly through contaminated food or drinking water, especially areas where the sanitation is poor. The bacteria enter the body, invade the intestine, and then spread through the bloodstream. It will affect the multiple organs. Common symptoms include a persistent high fever, fatigue, loss of appetite, vomiting, and sometimes can cause abdominal pain. Some patients may have diarrhea or constipation, and a dry, coated tongue is quite typical. I also found faint rose-colored spots on his abdomen. These are called rose spots, which are small, flat, pink rashes seen in typhoid fever. So that's when I decided to take the blood culture test and wider test for further investigation.
Typhoid fever is a common cause of PUO, pyrexia of unknown origin, where persistent fever hides the true cause. Worldwide, typhoid fever remains a significant public health issue, especially in regions with limited access to clean water and proper sanitation. Millions are affected each year, most often in South and Southeast Asia. Prevention is key. Practicing good hand hygiene, drinking safe water, eating properly cooked food, and vaccination in high-risk areas can drastically reduce the risk of infection. For Denver, timely diagnosis and proper antibiotic treatment helped him recover fully. But his story is also a reminder of how vigilance, hygiene, and early medical care are essential in the battle against hidden bacterial enemies.